Welcome to the 2026 predictions. I'm Marissa. I'm a remote viewer, an Akashic Records reader, and an intuitive channel of all sorts. I channel all sorts of energies and beings and things for the collective. And predictions are really fun. I haven't done a lot of prediction videos. However, I channel the Akashic Records, Humanity's Akashic Records every month for the energy update, which is pretty similar to predictions. We are just tapping into the energy of 2026, any events, any collective energies, any collective experiences that humanity will have, and then seeing what happens, sharing that. And what came through was very interesting. Now, this is going to be the short overview. I'm going to touch on 3 of the predictions that came through. If you'd like to see the full video, you can go over to my Patreon. It's for sale as a single option, or you can become a member. Join our little community of fun. We do meditations each month, light language. I do collective channeled videos along with answering your guys' questions through my channel, and then live calls as well in a community group. So if you're looking to join a nice little community, spiritual community, you can go over to Patreon. And today we are going to touch on the transition we are experiencing from 2025 into 2026. 2025 was a year of 9. So a lot of endings, a lot of purging, a lot of releasing, a lot of death has occurred in 2025. In 2026, there is this new blueprint being laid out. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out my January 2026 update. We talk about the new blueprint that I saw that's coming. A lot of people are being handed these new experiences, new opportunities, new paths forward because so much has crumbled. We are now starting to see, finally, coming in the new map, the new blueprint, the new foundation that is being built for us. So go check that out if you are interested. And to start off, I would love for you to take a little bit of a reflection moment, because we just finished a 9-year cycle. 2025 was that last year in the 9-year cycle, and 2026 is the year of 1. What did you experience in that 9 years? What happened? Where were you then? Where are you now? What has shifted in your life? Show some gratitude for this. Just, it's a really nice moment for you to take some reflection, take in what has occurred, and ask yourself, what are you going to change moving forward now into this new 9-year cycle? Who are you going to be? Who do you want to be? What version of self do you want to take on? And this is really a big theme that came through in the 2026 predictions, was this self-alchemy. It's getting used to change through, or getting used to the different versions of self, our multidimensionality, through this change energy. I saw this visual of us right now, new version here, old version here, and we're constantly just like going through them, like domino effect, like stepping forward into the new, the old falls, stepping forward into the new, the old falls. And it's really this like beautiful representation of self-alchemy and what can occur when we lean into change, when we embody change within our being and realize that we came here to live 100 lifetimes in one lifetime here on earth through this change energy. We are always shifting into different versions of self. And they showed me that in 2026 and so on, it's going to become a little bit more rapid. We are going to have like more and more quicker paced ego deaths, if you will, or deaths of self. We will be constantly changing, and this fast-paced energy is setting us up to experience more of that multidimensionality. really setting us up for that next phase of evolution where we do have alien disclosure or contact with these higher vibrational frequencies, because the beings that are at that consciousness, they are very malleable. They can shift, they can change, they can literally be here and be there all at one time. It's how, really, there is no time, but it's how the energetics and plasma works. It's just constantly shifting and constantly mutating. And so this ability to self-alchemize is actually preparing us for that release of the old time structure, if you will. You don't have to be this thing for 25 years, right? You don't have to sit in one place for however long. You can be a new thing and constantly be creating something new and be malleable at all times moving forward. So that was a really big prediction and a really big theme. Collective energy more so, not really a prediction, but just an energy that will be hitting us. Well, I guess it is a prediction. Energy that will be hitting us in 2026. The other two that I wanted to touch on both had to do with water. Water seems like a very big theme that is coming forward for us, humanity, the earth even. She is really doing a lot of work through her waters to help raise her vibration. And by her, I mean the actual planet, actual Gaia, planet Earth. And through this water, she is reclaiming these codes that have been dormant. She's like moving them and able to give the land certain codes through the water. So I've seen in other videos that the ice melting, glaciers melting, is actually allowing Gaia to access codes within the water, information that has been stored in the water that has been frozen and hard for her to access. This melting is actually allowing her to reclaim this energy, reclaim this information. And so with this reclamation of her own, and right, what are we doing as humans? We are a mirror to the planet. We are moving through a reclamation. We're reclaiming our own bodies. We're saying, no, I don't want red 40 in my food. No, you can't tell me what to do with my body, government. You know, we are reclaiming our own voice, our own bodies. And so it makes sense that the planet is also doing this because we are mirrors of each other. So she showed me that there's going to be a lot of flooding this year, a lot of rain, kind of worldwide, but especially she showed me the west coast of the Americas. So I got heavily like the west coast of Canada down through the US on Washington, Oregon, California, and then really the west coast of South America as well. There's going to be a lot of flooding, a lot of water. And this is her basically taking that information from the ocean, because she's reclaimed it in the ocean, bringing that information up and dropping it into the land, which causes this like recycling energy. And she's able to then like take the old information and recycle it through the new. And it's really this like land purification and activation that is going to be coming through, unfortunately, a lot of floods. So when the floods are happening, I mean, be aware of them, but also try not to send this energy fear. This is happening for the betterment of the planet and for us ultimately, because it's helping her raise her frequency, which then helps us raise our frequency. And it's going in this water. She showed me it's going into the earth, sinking down into like the inner pools, which then pushes that old frequency or awakens the frequency within those like inner earth pools. And then it just, it recycles. So where in your life are you maybe recycling energy this year? That also might come forward for you. The other water event that will be happening is I saw like a darker organization, the powers that were on the planet that were keeping humans at bay. They are going to plan a water pollution event. And I see like small ones happening everywhere, like small ones. They're trying to pollute the waterways because, right, she is activating through the water. And so how can you combat that? Pollute the water. And so I saw that there are going to be a lot of little like water pollution events, but there's going to be one big one that is really going to be like breaking news and quite large. However, the Akashic Records reminded me this is not a time to hold fear. This is not a time to think that the worst is happening. This is actually happening for the betterment of humanity because it's going to spark a lot of action in individuals, and we are going to start taking our waterways very seriously. We're going to start taking pollution to the next level of solutions, seriousness, and healing. And the earth can heal anything, just how we can heal anything within our own bodies. The earth can heal. And so I see this event will really only have an impact of about 2 years because it's going to spark a lot of focus and change people's focus into the direction of helping Mother Nature, helping Gaia, helping our waterways, helping the animals, helping everything. And it's going to, like, yes, it's really far out of whack right now, but it's going to like rebalance everything eventually. So, and I got potentially near Brazil, this water event could be happening, but take it with a grain of salt. Take everything with a grain of salt. You know, if it resonates for you, it's meant for you. If it doesn't, that's cool. That's totally cool. We're probably just on a different timeline. So those are the two water events. And then that self-alchemy is a beautiful collective event that's occurring. Again, if you want to see all of the predictions that were made, we have some political changes that are coming up. I saw that the United States might be without a president at some point, which is very interesting. They had some really cool information about Australia come through, which was really cool, and how they are going to be a way shower really in the next 10 years. We also have this trend towards downsizing occurring, and simple living is emerging. And then, I think that was it. I'm looking at my notes. So if you want to see a more deep dive into all of those predictions, you can, again, check out that you can check out the full video over on my Patreon. And I hope you have a beautiful 2026. We'll see what happens. We'll see what potentially comes true. I again take it with a grain of salt because channels and how they work is we are tapping into the potential. We're tapping into the most possible outcome, but that can change at any moment. Y'all, timelines are ever shifting and ever changing. So it's just super fun to see what humanity's Akashic Records holds. And 2026 feels like it's going to be a really powerful year. It's going to be the start of a new direction in a lot of ways, a new direction for humanity, for yourself, for nature, for the earth, for everything, really. We are going to see some major waves come through, and I send so much love to you as you experience 2026. So much grace, and much love to you. Stay tuned to the podcast, Earth to Marissa podcast, for more episodes. If you want to be on the podcast, if you're a spiritual leader in your area or in your realm, then definitely reach out. I would love to talk to you. You can also stay tuned to the YouTube for more channeled messages, more meditations, everything that I do, healing. If you want to book a one-on-one with me, you can check the link in my description. And then Patreon is the new venture that I'm doing in January 2026, and so on and so on. So if you're looking for a community of really cool online people, come on over and join us. I'm very excited to see how that unfolds and where this community takes us. So much love to you. Enjoy your 2026, and I will talk to you in the next video.